Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm going to show you a video about one specific car right now, the one that you're looking at in the listing. But before I do, I want to explain what you're seeing in our photos. Each one of our cars has this picture number 4, a little Excel spreadsheet that looks kind of like this. If you pay close attention to that, each car, it's different. It shows the approximate cost of the car out the door. This pile of cash is $8,000. So that you're not confused, when you're looking at the spreadsheet that's in photo number 4, you're going to see this. Total price, estimated purchase cost before incentives or discounts. Everyone in the country can take the $4,000 tax credit, almost everyone. The first $4,000 paid by the government instead of you. If you live in California and you participate in some additional government programs I'm going to talk to more about later, another $12,000 could be paid for by the government. After you buy the car, another $4,000 can be paid for by your local electric power company. 20 years ago they charged 9 cents a kilowatt hour. Now they're charging like 25 to 40 cents a kilowatt. That extra cost for electricity is paying for you not to have to come up with that extra $4,000. That leaves you with a total less than $8,000 total spend to purchase this vehicle. That's where these numbers come from. If you buy from an authorized dealer who's eligible to participate in the government programs. Now onto the vehicle and more about the programs later in the video. Watch the whole video so you understand better. Hello, my name is Mike Johnson and I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2022 Ford Mustang MachE electric vehicle. This electric vehicle is very similar to the Tesla Model Y in its size and capability. It is a SUV. I don't know, if I was a Ford engineer I would have called it the Thunderbird SUV, but they didn't ask me. So it is a 100% electric, no gasoline Ford Mustang, very fast, long range with the LFP battery, which is very desirable. LFP battery, those are the ones that when you plug it in and charge it, you charge it to 100%. So after you fully charge the battery, it's always ready to go maximum range. Unlike the lithium-ion batteries that you're supposed to charge them to 80%. There's two common types of batteries, lithium-ion and LFP. The LFP batteries are the more desirable batteries, and this one has it. It has a lot of interior space, LED headlights, very cool sequencing taillights, aluminum rims, sporty Mustang wheels on this, 4-wheel disc brakes. Because it's an electric vehicle, you almost never use your mechanical brakes. You've probably seen these cars around when they have the turn signal on, they go boop, boop, in a sequence. It's very cool. This has valid registration, August of 25. Paid. Brand new tires on it. The fronts are brand new. This is BF Goodrich, very nice BF Goodrich tires. Goodrich TAs, very popular tire, a very nice tire. This has the advanced driver assist system. You set the cruise control and the car will steer and follow the lane like Tesla's autopilot. It has that capability. You don't have to use it, you can turn it off. It's available to you. But it works just like Tesla's autopilot, where the car is steering and turning left, turning right, following the lane exactly. It does have that system. There's a lot of room in this car. It's a very clean car. This is a non-accident car. It comes to us direct from Ford Motor Company through their Drive program. Oh, I have to pull that twice. This has, let's look under the hood, see if there's an engine in there. I have to pull it twice to open it. So you you don't accidentally pull it once. Hey, look, there's no engine. There's a nice place to put the Thanksgiving turkey with all the gravy and fixings, and even if it spills, you can hose it out with a garden hose, but there's no engine in the front. This has a lot of premium features. I'm going to show you the window sticker here with showing the options and build data, but it's a very nice one. If you want to see that in more detail, pause it, or we'll also put it in the pictures. Now, very important, we're not like other dealers. These cars qualify for thousands of dollars of government cash incentives. We are authorized to issue those incentives to our customers up to $20,000 you can get off of the cost of buying a car. That means if this car is about $28,000 and the government pays $20,000 of it, you only pay $8,000 and you're driving a Mustang Mach-E. It's that crazy. The incentives are available. I would not wait, because it's possible if the presidential administration and the Congress and the Senate agreed to eliminate some of that stuff, those might go away. So get it while you can, don't delay. If you're sitting in a coma wondering what the new president's going to do next, you might let those slide away. So don't waste time. I'm going to talk about that later in the video, the government incentives, but for now we're talking about the car. Mustang Mach-E is an SUV. As an SUV, when you open the trunk, there's a lot of cargo space in here. In some cars they might call them hatchbacks, but this is a larger than a hatchback vehicle. So fold this down and you're ready to take a trip to the furniture store, Office Depot, move in or out of your dorm or out of your house. You got all this cargo space in there. This is, again, similar in cargo capacity to a Tesla Model Y, or also similar in cargo capacity to the Ford Explorer. Just in case you're curious how much gas goes in the car, it goes 0 gas. You will not be visiting the gas station to buy gas. Maybe to get snacks, but not to buy gas. And maybe you're worried about charging. Well, Ford is enabled to charge on the Tesla charging network, which is the best network. Forget about everybody else. For about $200, you can get the charging adapter so that you go to Tesla superchargers and charge up your car. And the car will charge in like 20 minutes at a Tesla supercharger. Maybe less. Depends on how much charge you had in the car when you got there. Typically on fast charging, it'll charge a car like this in 20 minutes or less visiting a Tesla supercharger. But you don't have to visit a Tesla supercharger because you can plug it in at your house. We have, for my family, a Mustang Mach-E GT, and that car we plug it in on the weekend, and that's all we ever need to do. We don't have to plug it in during the week because we don't use enough electricity that we have to plug it in more often. But if you're driving all over the place, you can stop at Tesla superchargers, you can stop at other chargers, you can plug it at home, and one of the government programs even allows up to $2,000 for you to install a charger at home, and the government might pay for it. These programs are available. If you have questions about it, call me. So I have my cell phone in my pocket. Now this has a giant front screen. If you see any flickerage going on, that's not visible on the screen. That's a sync issue between the camera that's filming this and the screen sync rate, because there is 0 flickering in any of these displays, and it's very common when I film that you could possibly detect flickering in the camera. So what we're looking right here, I have a phone in my pocket. This is Apple CarPlay. This supports Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So your smartphone, when you can get in and connect via Bluetooth, your Google Maps or Apple Maps appear right on the screen. You can literally say, "Hey Siri, well, it's still syncing. Hey Siri, Get directions to Disneyland.
Getting directions to Disneyland Park.
It's that easy to navigate. Hey Siri,
Proceed to Orco Park.
cancel navigation.
Take the first left. Ending navigation.
And it's that easy to stop navigating. Your navigation and your music appear right here on the giant screen. You know, Tesla did their screen this way, Ford did their screen this way. But unlike Tesla, you still have a screen in your driver's display, and you have your smart, super smart cruise control is available to you. Lane assist, distance keeping, and it's a very, very smart cruise control. It's a version of Ford's what they call Blue Cruise, but it's equivalent to Tesla's autopilot, and this car has it. This system does not require a subscription for this system to operate. The full Blue Cruise does. If you wanted the more advanced Blue Cruise, those are by subscription, but this system does not require it. It has all kinds of safety equipment like wear your seatbelt, HomeLink garage door opener, rotating shifter. Unlike Tesla, you have a Ford style rotating shifter. I put it in reverse. I have my backup camera, giant backup camera display. It has parking assist sensors on all the corners of the car, actual sensors. It even has the Alexa on board that you can subscribe to, and then Wi-Fi update. So when you bring this car home, you connect it to your home Wi-Fi network and the car will self-update. There's wireless phone charging in the center console. There's USB port, Type C, and the previous type, all throughout the car. So places to plug in and charge your phone in multiple ways, including wireless phone charging. And these visors come down. You have lights, and the visors telescope out. The Mustang MachE has a sunglass holder. Some of them have the fancy pants solar roof. This does not have it. You don't need that. No water leak's going to happen in this car. So with Apple CarPlay, this is full advanced Bluetooth. It works really good. Ford came out with it back when they came out with Sync 3, and this is a really nice setup. I hear somebody saying, how big is that screen? Well, here's an iPhone. Okay, you don't need reading glasses to see this giant screen. This screen is as big as if I hold the phone right up to my face at normal viewing distance. So this screen is as if you were looking at your phone right in your face, but it's right there. So it's in larger screen, so and it's touch screen, so you can move around. My name is Mike Johnson. Keep watching the video. I'm going to explain about financing, extended warranties, credit union financing, bank financing. Go to my website, mybestcar.com, right here. See if this car is still available. If you see a car that looks like this for sale, my website is mybestcar.com, and the company is A Buyer's Choice. If you're writing us a check, your check pays to the order of A Buyer's Choice. I'm going to explain in this video how in 2025 the used clean vehicle IRS tax credit works. What you really have to understand is at the dealership, a lot of the guys are either not that bright or they're total sharks. And you won't know till you're sitting down at the dealership and you're negotiating your deal, and you're going to find out, uh-oh, I went to the wrong place and I've wasted 4 hours. And you'll be under pressure. Just get it done and be done with it. But about 9 out of 10 people screw up and think they're going to get a tax credit, and they don't, because they went to the wrong dealership. To see what sharks dealers are, you need special glasses, but they're sharks. And when you're sitting down with them, they're going to take advantage of your financial lack of knowledge unless you watch this video. Starting with the used clean vehicle tax credit checklist right from the IRS website. If your income is too high, you can't get the credit. If you're a dependent, you cannot get the credit. If you claim the credit in the last 3 years, you cannot get it again. The vehicle must be a one owner plug-in hybrid or electric vehicle from the federal list. We'll show that in a bit. The dealer must be registered with the IRS, and most importantly, the price that the dealer imposes on the vehicle, including accessories, cannot exceed $25,000. It cannot have been sold to another qualified buyer since 2022. Go to the IRS official website, Google search for clean vehicle tax credits, and on there you're going to find the link to the new tax credits and the used tax credits. A lot of people find this very confusing, but what you need to know is if an individual buyer bought that car secondhand after August of 22, it's no longer eligible for the tax credit unless they bought it with the intent of reselling it as a dealer. If it was a business that bought it, it could still be eligible because businesses are not a qualified borrower. But right here on the website, they tell you this selling price of $25,000 less. Sales price includes all dealer imposed costs or fees not required by state law. If the state law requires the fee, certain fees, tax, license, registration, don't affect the credit. But accessory costs, custom wheels, undercoating, all kinds of things like that block you from receiving the credit. And many people go buy the cars and find out later they have to pay it back. That's not what you want to have happen. So go on the IRS website like I'm showing here, read carefully before you visit a dealership. Don't just take the word of the salesman, oh yeah, fill it out on your taxes at the end of the year, because that's not going to happen. When you go to a dealership that's registered with the IRS, if the vehicle price is $25,000, you're only going to pay $21,000 for the car. If the vehicle's $20,000, you're only going to pay $16,000 for the car, because you're going to get the $4,000, the first $4,000 of the price of the car paid for by the IRS instead of by you. That's how the tax credit works. Now we're looking at a list of vehicles from fueleconomy.gov, which is a direct link from the IRS website. It shows a list of the vehicles eligible for the credit. If it's not on this list, it cannot get the credit. And there's a lot of vehicles that are on the list. It has to be a plug-in hybrid or fuel cell vehicle or full electric in order to get these clean vehicle credits. As we're scrolling down the list, just understand, again, to recap, if you don't take the $4,000 credit as cash at the time of purchase, and you think you can fill it out later on your income tax return, you're only going to get a credit against the amount you actually owe on the taxes. Don't skip the second half of this video, because I'm going to explain how you versus someone else might be paying 3 times the price of the car in the total out-of-pocket spend when they buy, and that happens. Or some other people may spend a fraction of the price of the car. I've seen someone buy $20,000 worth of car and spend almost zero or as little as $2,500 out of pocket in the end. So pay attention. We're going to talk about the profit center, government incentives that can help pay for the car instead of you spending your money, lenders, financing, warranty, and EV charging in this video. And the little table of contents is at the bottom to help you navigate. The profit centers of cars can include the vehicle price, insurance, warranty. The big one is bogus accessory profits, trade-in profit, finance profit, service and parts profit. When you walk into a dealership, what you may not realize is that they bought a car for example, for $25,000, and then they're advertising it for $21,000, and $21,000, if they paid $24,000, would mean that they would lose $4,000 off the price of the car. But the important thing to know is when you show up at the dealership, you'll see a sticker in the window saying accessories, $8,000 for paint protection, fabric protection, custom wheels. It might have the stock wheels on it, the stock aluminum wheels, but they'll charge you $2,000 for those. Dealerships are doing that to cheat in the advertising, to get that price, to get you into the dealership in the first place, and then they'll worry about everything else later. Don't fall for it. We include photo number 4 in our listings. Photo number 4 shows you the total cost out the door, regardless of the city, county, or zip code that you live in. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and you can just take a look at that and see what your total is. Photo number 4 in each of the cars that we sell, or in the car when you show up. At a Buyer's Choice, we offer you clean deals without junk fees. We are a by appointment warehouse type dealer where most of our cars are kept indoors. You can make a same or next day appointment by calling by phone. Be careful about just sending an email or text, because for other dealers, you will just reduce yourself from a person to only a lead for a salesperson to pursue until you sign your future income away. Also, most dealers have hidden fees and costs that are added to the advertised sale price that you might not find out about until you are ready to sign. I prefer that you call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. so you can be treated like a person, and we can answer your questions for you quickly and politely. So you don't get ripped off by another dealer, you should follow a few steps from this checklist, and you can pause the video or take a screenshot of your computer screen. Here's a safety checklist so you don't get ripped off. I will, if you ask, give you a good faith estimate of your total cost out the door for any vehicle you are pursuing from our dealership, because we offer clean deals. When you go to a dealership, they have to make you sign a contract for the purchase of a vehicle. Now, before you go to a dealership, you should ask for a purchase order quoting all fees and costs. What you have to watch out for, and this is just a simple, this is a payment calculator, but this shows cash price vehicle and accessories. You have to watch out for that. These contracts, this is a simple purchase order that we at a Buyer's Choice can send you before you even come to the dealership, so you know how much your total of payments is going to be before you even arrive. Or you can even ask for a simple contract. The antidote for that is our pictures. Photo number 4 includes the spreadsheet. Now, government incentives. Go on the driveclean.ca.gov website and search for incentives. Check for used vehicle, any type, or battery electric or plug-in hybrid. Those have the most incentives. Make sure you got your information and check the little box that says income-based incentives so you can see everything. And this one says $46,000 in incentives available. Some of those are redundant, so let's point some important ones out right here. Driving Clean Assistance Program, $12,000. Federal tax credit, $4,000. Our dealership is authorized to participate in these programs. That's how some of our customers can end up, even if a car costs $25,000, they may only spend $8,000 out of pocket. Or if a car costs $20,000, they may only spend $2,500. The smoke and deals are real. And go to the driveclean.ca.gov. I'm clicking on the little boxes here. This is how the site operates. You click on more details to learn about the programs. That's your homework if you want to save a bunch of money by having the government pay for your car instead of you. Many people don't realize this, but it has been available for several years. driveclean.ca.gov, California official website, right there. There's 3 types of lenders that you can obtain auto financing from. Of course, at the dealership, your financing can be arranged, but that's if you're really lazy and you don't mind paying lots of money. We recommend, in your best interest, is to go check out some credit unions. Right here is Arrowhead Credit Union, Altura Credit Union, Schools First Federal Credit Union, Altura Credit Union. All of these different credit unions. A credit union is exactly the same thing as a bank. A bank and a credit union are the same thing, but there's a major difference. Because when you do business with a bank and you're making your monthly payment, if your monthly payment is $300 a month, probably $100 of that month is going to pay shareholders on Wall Street. Whereas the credit union, your monthly payment might be $200 a month instead of $300 a month. But it still works just like a bank. There's other Navy Federal Credit Union. You definitely want to search and see if you can qualify for financing at a credit union first. Get pre-qualified before you step foot in a dealership. A lender will look at 4 factors about you to decide if you're a good lending risk. Your healthy credit score, ideal would be 700 or higher. Your debt to income ratio and your proof of income are very important to obtain financing. If you find yourself challenged in that department, we can also hook you up with Westlake Financial. Now, Westlake Financial, you can pre-qualify for them. They're pretty easy to get approved, and they're not quite loan sharks, but their interest rates probably start around 8% and go up to as high as 30%. Whereas if you apply for a credit union, their interest rates could be as low as 3 or 4% on an auto finance. And just to help you understand, here is a little chart that I'm going to pause the video on this little chart so you can study what your monthly payment might be depending on your loan interest rate approval. Remember, you can screenshot this image with your device or your phone. Now, take for example this Tesla. It has a buy it now price. That's our seller information. We've been on eBay for 24 years. You can look at our feedback scores. We have 100% feedback going back for 24 years. We're not a dealership that opened up yesterday. We've been around a long time. And you can see what we've been up to right here on our eBay page. Looking at our feedback right now, going back for a very long time. eBay is not as good as it used to be. It's not as productive, but you can take advantage by seeing who the heck we are. And that's my picture, that's our feedback, that's our rating in 2001. We've been on there since. And as we go click through here, that's a GMC Yukon. If you notice, the listing has blue and white. As we scroll down, that's our seller information. We have our phone number on there that you can find even to give us a call. And if you're not sure what it is, it's 951-681-2101. If you're looking at one of our listings, the $8,000 price, that might be what you pay if you qualify for all the government incentives, and the $21,999 might be what you pay if you don't qualify for any. You will need a login and password to get into eBay to prove who you are. And eBay is a very great site. It's been around for a very long time. As we scroll through the listing here, you see the details about the listing, and there is bold blue and white letters passing by the screen with our phone number, 951-681-2101, or click on giant photos. Look at all these giant pictures you can see on eBay. And that photo number 4, that's the one we've been talking about. That's got your total out the door. Look, there's the federal tax credit. We are registered with the U.S. Treasury and the IRS, 24 years in business, and we can do the tax credit point of sale cash value for EVs and plug-ins. That means the government pays the first $4,000, even if you live in another state. Like if you live in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, any of the other states other than California, or if you live in California, same thing. First $4,000 paid by somebody in the government instead of by you. We have glorious pictures here, a picture of our office and our phone number again. Call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we do offer shipping. We've shipped overseas and we can ship throughout the country. And scrolling down, and if you take a picture of that little barcode there, that will give us our better Business Bureau accreditation details, and here's some shipping examples. Again, ship cars all over the country. RVs too. Now, RVs normally have to be driven. That is a picture of the inside of the auction. We can get your choice of any of millions of cars that are available right now. If it's not on our website, we can still get it. You want a Lamborghini? We can get it. You want a Ferrari? We can get it. You want a Bentley? We can get it. We can get anything, but we only carry a small handful of cars versus what we can get. You can also get a warranty with our cars. The company is DOWC. Just Google DOWC for Dealer Owned Warranty Company, and you'll find this booklet that explains about warranty coverage. You can get from 1 year warranty up to 5-year warranty, and limited miles or unlimited miles are available. You can call and request a price for each car that we offer. Again, go on Google, type in, search for DOWC, and you'll find our warranty, extended warranty provider right there. So now we're going to talk about charging your plug-in vehicle. On the left is a Tesla Model 3. On the right is a Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. This one is gas plus electric. This one is electric only. So the electric plug on a Tesla is a different shape than the electric plug on other vehicles. Now, some manufacturers like Ford, for example, and we have a Ford level 1-2 charger right here. Notice there's a plug right here. You can plug in one of the adapters into it. The same thing applies for a Tesla plug. The Tesla has a plug, and you can choose the type of power for your house. So a level 1 or 2 adapter supports either 50 amp, which the plugs look like this, these are big, or your regular plug like you might plug in a toaster in your kitchen or a vacuum cleaner or something. This is the Ford 50 amp and the Ford 110. Now they have this safe adapters, so all you do is plug this into your charger depending on the type of outlet you have. So the 110 outlet, like you might plug a toaster in, these will charge between 3 to 5 miles of driving, 3 to 5 miles of charging miles per hour to your battery. If you plug in the more powerful 50 amp or 40 amp 240 adapters, it'll add about 30 or sometimes more miles of driving per hour of charging. Alternately, if you go to a supercharger, here's a picture of a supercharger, you can use an adapter. Using the adapter that has either this type of connector or this type of connector, there's one for each direction. You can plug in a Tesla at any other type of charger, or you can plug in any other type of plug-in vehicle at a Tesla charger. They're interchangeable if you have the adapter, which let's say they cost about $100. So this is the Ford charger. This is a really nice charger because this is the Ford level 1 or level 2 charger that uses those adapters. It'll plug into and charge other vehicles like this Chrysler, and because it's level 2 capable, it'll charge it faster than a level 1. Remember, on level 2 it'll charge 30 more or less miles of driving per hour of charging. So if you leave it plugged in for 10 hours on level 2, 30 times 10 is 300 miles of driving, possibly, depending on the capacity of the battery. Likewise on the Tesla, if you plug in the Tesla charger, which is over here, looks like this. It looks very different, but it plugs in to the Tesla. Now they have adapters from Tesla to, this is called EVSE, And there's a different version with 2 little prongs underneath. That's DC fast charging, EVSE. But Tesla supports fast charging through the same port. Now, normally fast charging is not available at your home. It's only available at a supercharger. If you go to other off-brand non-Tesla chargers, you may not get a fast charge. I see a lot of complaints about the non-Tesla superchargers. Now, those 2 chargers I've shown you so far are level 1 or level 2. Here is a Toyota or Honda charger. This is a used one. It has a regular 110 outlet, so it'll charge 3 miles of driving per hour of charging. And sometimes they'll charge up to 5 miles of driving per hour of charging. It's EVSE type, using an adapter, a regular, like a Toyota or Honda charger, to a Tesla. They plug in and they will charge a Tesla. So if you have the adapter with you, you can charge your Tesla anywhere. Likewise, if you have a Toyota or a Honda or a Chrysler or one of these other types of Ford that uses the EVSE style charger, if you have the adapter, you can go to a Tesla supercharger and charge your car there. So that's a level 1. These other chargers with 2 adapters plugs will charge level 1 or level 2. If you don't have level 2 in your garage, that's okay. You can charge level 1. So this van is got a gasoline engine and a big hybrid battery. So if you charge it up, it'll go 20-30 miles of electric power before it switches to gas. So you have over here, you have the Tesla, which is battery only. Now beware, some earlier battery only cars like Nissan Leaf, for example, Fiat 500e, they would only go 60, 70, 80 miles on a charge. Even the Toyota RAV4 EV would only go like 90 miles on a charge. And I'm talking about the newer version, which is the 2013 model Toyota RAV4 EV. Wouldn't go that far. It was electric only. If I whip out a calculator here, and I'm going to explain some quick math, it'll go probably 35 miles on a charge times 365. That's 12,000 miles a year. A plug-in hybrid, it depends how often you plug it in on how far you can go. But with a plug-in hybrid, you don't have to plug it in. You can drive on gas only, so you can take your long cross-country trips. As opposed to an electric vehicle, you have to plug it in. Now I'm going to explain how for best practices. Now for best practices, if you have a plug-in vehicle, you're going to get the best result if you charge it every night, or whenever you're not driving, when it's sitting in your driveway or at home or in your garage, whatever. Have it plugged in when you're not driving it. In the case of this Tesla, you have an adjustable slider here. You can set your maximum rate of charge, and by default, Tesla shows you on the graphic here, they recommend charge it up to 80% for daily use. And then if you're plugging it in every night, the cycles on the battery aren't going to be that much. So at the current location, they can charge it 32 amps, but this is adjustable. You can charge it more, maybe less. Depends on the power capability where you know you're plugged into and it remembers. If you live in an apartment, you're going to have a different experience than if you live in a house or someplace safely where you can safely plug it in every night. You're going to have the best experience if you plug it in every night, even to a 110 outlet. Even if you don't have the 240, that's okay, because if this car is charging at 5 miles of driving times, say, 12 hours a day, half the day, it's building up 60 miles of driving. Now if you drive more miles on one day or less miles on another day, it depends on your commute. If you have a longer than 60-mile daily commute, probably by the weekends it'll catch up. on your daily charging, even if you only charge it on a 110. But if you have the level 2 connector in your garage or your driveway, it'll charge in 5 hours from empty to flat, typically on most of these full electric Teslas. But regardless if you're charging a Tesla or a plug-in hybrid, you want to charge it every night for best results. Let's say you live in an apartment and you're thinking about getting a Tesla and you have nowhere to plug it in. How would you handle it? For best result in that case, you should probably get the extended range version. There's standard range, medium range, and extended range versions that drive a little bit farther, hold a little bit more charge in the battery. And then with that, you can run it all the way down to 10%. And by that time, Tesla says if you run it below 20% and you go to a supercharger and fast charge it, it'll charge to 80% in 20 minutes, roughly. Not all chargers are created equal. Tesla even gives a tips screen. Look right here, supercharging tips. When we tap on that, find the fastest supercharger, navigate to the supercharger, arrive with 20% of the battery or less to maximize the charging rate, leave space between the cars, move your car after charging, and it's possible that water vapor could occur in cold weather because of the radiant heat. Those are the supercharging tips. Now compare that to this plug-in hybrid. This plug-in hybrid has a gasoline engine and a battery. So this one doesn't give you the same type of range anxiety that you might have with an electric car. Generally, Teslas don't give you the same kind of range anxiety that you would have had with an older electric car like a Nissan Leaf or Fiat 500e. These are longer range, full capable cars that you may not even have to take to a outside charger away from your house, not very often, unless you have an incredibly ridiculously long commute. And if you do, what are you driving all over the place for with so many people working from home? Don't forget to check out our website. Our website is easy, mybestcar.com. It comes up first on Google. If you type in mybestcar.com, there it is, and the Star Wars letters, mybestcar.com. The company name is A Buyer's Choice. You can view all of our vehicles right there on the website. And take this Mustang MachE, for example. To have a peek through here, we have it enlarged slightly. And click on the photos to view all photos. And look, there's photo 1, photo 2, photo 3. This one happens to be the window sticker. And there's that photo number 4 that we talked about. Photo number 4 shows you your total out the door, regardless of where you live. You can figure it out. What's the least you'll have to pay, or what's the most you'll have to pay. Right there, photo number 4. And you can view all our vehicles on our website, view all inventory. Our YouTube channel, we have a lot of videos. Our videos is like a resume of what we've been doing. 20 years of eBay feedback, links to financing, RV parts, vehicles on TrueCar, eBay, a direct link to eBay. And here you might want to check out the cars.com listing, because this is where you'll find the Carfax report for free on a vehicle. Take this 2023 Ford Mustang MachE. As I scroll down, it's got a price matrix on there that says whether there's a good deal, great deal. Remember, this car qualifies for the $4,000 tax credit, so that $26,750 would automatically be reduced by $4,000 when you take the tax credit, which a lot of other sellers cannot do or will not do. There's photo number 4 again that shows your total out the door. If you start adding up those incentives, you could possibly get $22,000 off the price of the car if you qualify for all the incentives. And none of those cheaper cars are going to be as cheap as this car. This is a great smoking deal when you add the incentives into the equation, where if you go buy from those other dealers that look like they have a great price, again, you may be paying triple what it's advertised for. And right here, look, there's your Carfax right in the listing. Click on that, it opens up the Carfax direct from the Carfax website. for this vehicle, and you don't have to pay. It's a free copy, and you even have the manufacturer's original window sticker in HD that you can look at, see what all the options are on our cars. None of the other dealers offer this kind of transparent detail, so you can get all the consumer advocate facts. It's right there. And again, on cars.com, the listing does not show any of our RVs. We do have a lot of RVs coming through our shop. If you want to see the RVs, click on view all vehicle inventory, and then you can view our RV inventory with our automotive inventory. And as we're scrolling down the page here, we have a filter on the left. If you select to filter the inventory type, I passed it. Let's go back. On the left, move the little cursor over to the left there, a little more to the left, right there. Vehicle type, change it to vehicle type, vehicle make, vehicle model. I've selected RVs only, and you're looking at a lot of RVs that we've sold. We are an RV specialist dealer, and hybrids and electric cars. That's our specialty.